Okay guys, so normally I would be off today, this Monday, because I usually take Mondays off, but because I was just gone away for 10 days, I'm going to work today, and then I'm going to start taking my Mondays back off starting next week. So what am I working on? Working on something newer here today, something that you probably say, Rick, what are you doing working on that? That's not Old Time Garage. But a friend of mine, Al, gave this gentleman my number, and Al's a really cool guy, and he gave this guy my number, and this guy needs some paint and body work on his Dodge pickup. I like this guy, he's not overly fussy, he just wants it to be nice, and he wants it to look nice and straight, like it rolled out of the factory. We're going to go black. Now normally when you say black, it's like, oh my god, the numbers just go ka-ching, ka-ching, because they do, but he just wants a nice, clean, tidy up, and that's what we're going to give him. You know, so we're taking the box off. The box is coming off. You can see Sean's already body worked the box. It's in first primer. The box will be coming off, so we can get behind the cab, paint it properly. He's still got to block it again, reprime it, but it needs a little rust repair. So that's what I'm working on today, just here. Now you can see this is all solid. I'm going to grind this out more, but it's all solid. We're going to leave that. The rockers are solid, but we're just going to cut this out. And this gentleman's not overly fussy. He says just cut it out, put a nice patch in, don't overlap it, but it doesn't have to look 100% factory. And that's what we're going to give him. So we're not getting too carried away here. So we got a little bit of rust there. We got a bit down on the front fender to take care of, and a little bit there. Other than that, this truck is pretty much rust free. And so that's where we're working. You can see that Sean started the body work on here too already. So this is what I'm working on today. So this is what I'm going to tackle. And yeah, we'll let you guys come along for the ride, and we'll film a bit of this. Okay, let's take a look where we're at here. I'll show you. So what I've done is I've cut out the rusted area that needs to be cut out. I make sure I get nice metal like this, shiny, and it needs to be cut out. Now I know you see a little bit of rust there. I'll clean that up a bit more. I'll get used to clean that up with my trusty drill with the wire wheel. I've also cut out the patch that needs to be on the fender here, and down below here. So now there was some controversy a while back. I watched Bad Chad, and this was quite a while back. He did a video. I guess somebody was said something, commented about how you don't undercoat parts before you put them back in, blah blah blah. You know, like in behind where you can't get to in your weld. I've gone over it several times what I do, and I'm just going to show you what I do, and that's it. I'm only bringing it up because I seen it. I'm so far behind with his stuff that I'd seen it just recently, and that's probably like a year ago. I don't watch all the car shows out there. I just don't have time. But when I do watch them, it doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree with whoever's ever doing the show. I just like to watch them for the cars, like we all do. So, with that being said, for instance, here's the piece I've made to go here. Now, you might be wondering, what are these two holes for? Well, that's to plug weld it back to the seat belt. That's where your seat belt goes through, and that hole there is where, when I get it in there, see, the seat belt will go. Alright? So what I'll do on a piece like this is, obviously you can see I could get in behind here and I could spray and undercoat that all from behind. But I'm joining this piece of metal to this piece of metal. That is where, there's all sorts of it out there, but that's where your weld-through primer comes in. I always put weld-through primer in behind everything. Right? It says it's flammable, whatever. I've done it all the time. You spray it on, that's why it's weld-through primer. You spray it on there, and that way there, I'll spray it on this piece and that piece, and it's got some sort of protectant on there. The other thing I will do is, when I'm doing rocker panels, I do spray. If this rocker panel was off this truck and it was laying on the floor, picture it upside down on the floor, I would spray the inside of that with a texture spray. I just would. Is it going to catch on fire? Catch on fire a little bit, but you have your holes, your washing holes. You just blow it out with a little bit of air. I mean, you're never ever going to have anything 100% coated, no matter what you do. So I do spray in behind things, but a lot of times this is what I go for. I use my weld-through primer, I put it on, and then afterwards when I'm done, Chad is right, I get in there and I undercoat last. Up in the holes, the drain plug holes that you got in the rockers, I have a little wand thing that attaches to my undercoating, which I showed you many times in other videos, and I can spray the undercoating up in behind anywhere I want, the best I can. But honestly, deep down inside, you're never ever going to get anything 100% sealed up. It just doesn't happen. If it did, you wouldn't have rust. I wouldn't have a job. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to start working on putting some pieces in the floor for this gentleman. This is what he wanted, this is what he gets, and he'll be happy with it because it'll last. Okay guys, the first couple patches are in. So you saw the one I had made. You can actually still see the weld through primer through there. Alright, so I butt welded it along here, down here, and then I put, I don't know where they even are now. Plug weld there, it looks like, in there and there. And then I made this piece. It's all in here. And they're good. I didn't worry about grinding it too smooth down in this area because this is where the rubber sits anyway. And I will put some nice seam sealer, brushable seam sealer in there. But I will not put the brushable seam sealer on bare metal until I put some nice paint on there. So our next patch is this right here. So I'm going to cut this out and make this next, and that's it. He's done for the passenger side floor. And of course I'm not going to crawl on the truck to show you, but I did butt weld all this, and everywhere where I butt welded it, I went underneath there and I ground it, so you can like actually literally, you know, run your hand under here and not coming out with no cuts. So there you go. Okay, you can see here I've actually had to cut this out a little bigger than I just showed last time. Last time it was just as big, but I went beyond that. It was a little more rusted than I thought, so I got that piece all in there. You can see this is my rust. This is my rust primer I put on. It's a black. And I put that on top and underneath. Then what I'll do after, when this dries, you know, I'll seam seal this, and then it's, you know, it's not on bare metal. And then I will spray a little bit of texture spray on here. I'm just going to use a rattle can along here, because that's all we're doing on this truck. We're not doing the complete floors, right? It doesn't need the complete floors. We're just doing a patch for the gentleman in the area he needed it, and it turned out awesome. It's good. It's solid. It's butt welded in. It looks nice from underneath. I grounded the welds. Again, I put some of my rust through primer on it, the black primer, and then I'll go underneath there and I'll give it a little bit of seam sealer, and then I'll do a little texture spray on there, and away we go. So I'm going to work on next is this this fender patch down below here. See if I can't make that up and at least get it ready. Okay, so I've got our one fender patch in. That's all done, and again on the back side of the patch, like I said, I sprayed our weld through primer on it. I'm going to be making this piece now, and I just noticed, which I didn't know, this fender is rotten down in there too. So I'll have to do some lovely repairs there too. So that's what's going on. Let's check out what everyone else is doing though. Sean's been working away. He's working hard on this 65 Chevy pickup cab in here. Almost got her completely stripped down. Take a look. There it is. Excellent. Good, good. He's working away on that. He's getting it all stripped down, and he's doing the body work up on the top of the roof. And of course, I still got all the welding on the cab I got lots of welding on the cab to do still, but I gave it to him right now because see, we swap back and forth. I need to get the Dodge done for him so he can go on that, and so while he waits on me on the Dodge, he can work on the cab that I was working on and do the roof, because I have nothing to weld on the roof. And Mike's in here. He's working away on the Camaro. Oh, he's getting everything. Looks like he's trimming and fitting the rear quarters to fit on. I guess he's what's he got here? Oh, he's got the wheel tub. He's got the wheel tub sitting up in here. So it looks like, well, it looks like he might have this side all buckled up pretty soon. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. So that's what's going on there. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to welding on the Dodge pickup. The end of the day is almost here, though. It is 4 o'clock, and So where you see I've gotten so far in the Dodge pickup, if you're wondering sometimes how long does it take, that's a hard question to answer. It depends. Everybody works differently, right? I cut out the rust here. I made the patch panels. I took the door off. I disconnected all the wiring for the door, for the power locks, power windows. As you can see here, let's see. What else did I do? Yeah, so I took the door off, undid all the wiring, cut that all out, welded that all in there new. There was a little hole there in the rocker. I fixed that. Cut it out, did the patch on the fender. I'm going to get this one done right now. Probably not going to get that one done today, but by the time I get this one done and this to this point, that's a solid 8 hours for me. So I don't know. Some of you might say you could have done it quicker. Some of you might say you think that's quick. I don't know, but that's a solid 8 hours, and I worked my ass off, and I think I'm happy with where I am. And the main thing is if I'm happy with how I did, then I know the customer will be happy. If I felt like I was fucking around and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to build this out? Well, then nobody would be happy, right? So I feel confident in where I left off there. That's a lot of work in that time. Maybe to some of you might think, oh man, that long, but that's how long it takes if you're trying to fix it properly. So there we go. But I'm going to get this patch in, and then I'll finish up the video with that. Okay guys, we're going to finish this video off. That's it. That is my 8-hour day. So I've got the patch all welded up in here, all up under, well I can't see, underneath there and along here. I've got it welded in. What I also did was my rust primer was dry. So I've done my seam sealer here and up underneath the truck where the welds are. Seam sealed it. Now what I'll do is I'll let that dry overnight. Close these doors down for the night. Truck will be inside here. Let that dry up. Tomorrow at the end of the day, or whenever I'm ready, I can spray some texture spray on there. Done. So all I gotta do tomorrow morning is I'm gonna get started right down in here, like I showed you a second ago, where that rust is, and take care of that. And I am done with the passenger side. Let's go see how bad the driver's side is. I'm uncertain. Can't remember. I don't think it's as bad. I don't think the fender needs anything. Here, we'll check it out. Fender's solid in the front. Solid there. No rust happening here. This is a solid truck for a 93. Very solid. He said this side had holes in it. Kind of dirty. Well, there's a hole somebody drilled, and there's a rust hole. Wow. I don't know really. If that's all there is, I'm gonna grind this down. If it's solid, I'm just gonna weld up that hole and weld up the hole there. Call it a day. Maybe this side's nowhere near as bad. He had said it needed a panel here though, but maybe he saw that and he thought it needed one. I don't know. All I know is we did good today, or at least I'm happy. Gotta plug that radio. I'm very happy with where I got for an 8-hour day. I think that's really good. So, with that being said, we're going to call it a night, and we're going to say, hey, besides me having a bad hair day, it's always a good time at old time.